Juliet fam, and welcome back to another episode of the re-review of Jules and Monty for the 10-year anniversary of Jules and Monty.
Let's just hop right in, shall we?
So today we're going to be talking about episode 2 of Jules and Monty. So episode 2, we meet the infamous Juliet Kane and her lovely roommate, Nancy Mills.
We'll go ahead and start off by saying that this kind of introduction is really great because it gives you a level of insight, into the friendship between Nancy and Jules, and it also just gives you a level of insight to who they are individually as well. And I think that is done creatively, and I love it.
So the same way that we learned in episode 1 that Monty is doing this video project, we also learn that Jules and Nancy are doing this video project. And so that kind of ties everything all together and gives us the reason why we're getting videos that are just Monty and just Jules / Nancy, because honestly, they're a package deal, which we love.
Jules identifies that she is a physics and communications major, so that makes sense why she's taking the communication class. But Nancy only tells us that she is a nurse, or that she's like studying to be a nurse. So I'm not sure why she would be taking a communications class, but maybe that's just the way things are. That's some specific elective that is being taken that's, not related to the others, but that's where you never know how different programs work at different universities. And this is the University of Verona.
I'd say the same way in episode 1 we get kind of a general gist of Monty. We also really get a general gist of Jules in episode 2. She's a little shy, a little nervous, very clearly not sure exactly what she's doing, but she knows what she wants to do, which is make videos about particles for children.
So when we get to meet Ty, because he's bringing up Jules's books, we get to learn a lot about how it's apparently first cat party of the year because Jules's brother, Cliff Kane, is the lord, or he's the president of Kappa Alpha Psi. And I think, Kappa, Capulet makes sense. It's a very easy thing. Mu Tau Gamma feels it feels a little bit more of a stretch for Mu to Montague, but hey, whatever. You work with what you got. It's clear that, and I mean, like, you get a little bit of it in episode 1 of what as well, where like MTG is like as the sworn enemies of Kappas, we also must cause issues, and so now we get to hear a Kappa's perspective on the MTGs, and it. Regardless, Jules and Nancy are super excited about going, and it's cute. I love it.
There's also something really funny to me about Ty and Nancy's relationship, just as somebody who knows the source material really well, just thinking about Tybalt and the nurse together just really makes me giggle. We also, in this episode, learn that Cliff is planning on setting Jules up with one of the Kappa brothers, Pierre, who's an exchange student from France and who is our modern-day prince.
One of the things that I appreciate about the way that like these two introductory episodes function is we get so much of the backstory without really having to see anything and without feeling like it's exposition heavy.
Really, one of the biggest premises of this video, obviously besides introducing us to Jules, Nancy, Ty, giving us background information on Cliff as well as Pierre, is to also further the information that we have about the Kappa formal that is happening tonight that we already know the MTG brothers are planning to crash. It is a masquerade. This is going to be masks, which of course if you've read Romeo and Juliet, you know that's where Romeo and Juliet meet for the first time, which is why they don't know who each other is.
I mean, everything is set up. It feels like a vlog, and it's fun, it's enjoyable.
This episode, I would also say, kind of gives you more of the vibes of Romeo and Juliet. You see Jules talking to the camera by herself about how it would be nice to go to this Kappa party and meet somebody and have this tempestuous and romantic moment. And really, that is what, at the beginning, Romeo and Juliet's all about, is this beautiful moment where hands touch and eyes meet. And I'm quoting Wicked, and I didn't mean to. But it's the same thing of just having that beautiful moment and hoping that all goes well. Something that I think we all hope for our relationships. But of course, if you know the source material of Romeo and Juliet, it might not go that way.
And they highlight different artists that, aren't super popular. I mean, I can't say they certainly were not like popular at the time, but maybe they were popular at Tufts this where this production was shot and produced. But it certainly was not popular in any realm that I was regularly a part of. So it was definitely fun ways to expand your music horizons, and it's still fun because I cannot think of it. Like, if I were to ever hear this song any other place, I would immediately think of Jules and Monty. So
thank you for watching episode 2 of the re-review of Jules and Monty for the 10-year anniversary. I promise you it's gonna have a better title than that. And we just can't wait to continue with you. There are 18 episodes in this series, so it's gonna be a really fun time. I mean, I'm gonna have fun, and that's really what matters. Thank you for tuning in to this very special League of Lit for the Jules and Monty 10th year anniversary.
please make sure you follow us at League of Lit Podcast on Instagram and at League of Lit Pod on TikTok.
If you have any suggestions for an episode, please feel free to leave a comment on leagueoflit.tumblr.com.